Hello, everyone out there in YouTube, Rumble, and Xland. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Barbie. That's right, this piece of shit movie, Barbie. Or maybe brilliant. I don't know yet. I'll weigh in on my decision once I'm done reviewing the whole movie. But I'm still a little confused as to what message they're trying to say here, because on one part of it, they're trying to be pro, well, we already knew they're pro-women, but they're trying to be anti-male, put men down. You know, and the best way to do that is you have to make sure that the men can't be sympathetic. Okay, they all got to be like stupid, they all got to be evil, or they all got to be cowards, you know, beta males. Okay, if you can make all the men like that, then you won't sympathize with them, you won't want to hang out with them, you won't want to see them on your screen, you won't want to hear them talk, you won't want any of that, because you already know they're pathetic. Okay, you only want to pay attention to the people that have something worth saying, the Barbies, you know, and all that kind of shit, right? But this movie does that. It definitely does that. But it also lets it slip there that, you know, maybe possibly the Kens in this movie who represent all the men, you know, the Kens aren't being treated fairly. Now, they don't say that the men in the real world aren't being treated fairly. No, they don't say it. But they do say, they suggest that maybe, just maybe, the Kens have a point when it comes to rebelling against the Barbies, that maybe because they've been overlooked and they've been basically treated like shit the entire time on Barbie Land, that maybe they feel that they have the right to take over because they've been oppressed this whole time. That's a pretty strong message to put into a movie, you know, that's supposed to be pro-women, you know? like, oh my God, the rebellion might actually be justified? What? You know, like that's a terrible way to, if you're trying to make propaganda, that's the worst way to make it, you know? So that's what kind of confuses me here, is that, okay, so what are you telling me? Are you telling me that the Kens have a valid right to rebel, okay, and to take over their government because their government has been treating them like shit this whole time? You know, they've been unappreciated. They've been ignored. You know, they've been cast aside. They're superfluous. You see what I mean? And they don't want to be like that anymore. So you know, the only way to change that is to, you know, to fight back. And they actually decided to fight back for once. For once in their existence, they decided to fight back. And Ken went into the real world. Ryan Gosling went to the real world. Found out about this mythical patriarchy that doesn't really exist anymore, okay? And he brought that back, and basically he told the guys to, hey, let's rebel. Let's take over Barbie Land. You know, we're not being treated fairly here. So, you know, and I went to the real world, and the real world told me that, you know, patriarchy is in, and it's all about horses. So it's all about men are in charge and horses. Which, how the fuck he got horses out of that, I have no fucking idea. But the movie doesn't explain that. Okay, because like if you're looking at politics, that's on one end of the library. If you're looking at horses, that's gonna be on the other end of the library. And somehow he confused these two together. Makes no fucking sense. The movie doesn't explain how that happened. Okay, it's just Ken's a dumbass. That's why. Okay, so he basically taught all the guys to be alpha males, and these women, these Barbies that are in the Barbie Land, these strong, progressive women, and we got to remember all the Barbies are all like, you know, presidents of Barbie Land. They're all like, you know, Nobel Prize winners. Yeah, even though there's no fucking Alfred Nobel in Barbie Land, you know, they're all construction workers. You know, they're all astronauts and scientists and lawyers and judges, Supreme Court judges. And yeah, all the Barbies do all those things. They're doctors, you know, they do all that shit. Okay, so they run the show. Okay, but now all of a sudden, you know, because they're strong, they're empowered, right? They even got a crippled Barbie. Yeah, they got a Barbie in a wheelchair. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. They got a Barbie with a cock. Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing real with that. They do have a pregnant Barbie, but we're not allowed to look at her because that's weird. That's too weird for little kids. Barbie with a cock, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But Barbie who's got a baby in her stomach, you know, that's too weird for kids. So they just like, they mention her and they get rid of her. Right? That's fucked up. That's some serious fucked up. They should never even have mentioned her in the movie, honestly. Okay, because that is fucked up. You know, a woman with a baby actually like creating a child inside her womb. Oh my God, dude, that's disgusting. They're fucking, next thing you know, women are gonna be doing that all over the place. They got to shut that shit up. You know, now Barbies with cocks, that's different. Those are the only real women. And Barbie Land are the ones that have a fucking cock. And I agree with that. All right. So moving right along. So yeah, so the Barbie land, they're all in charge. They're all strong, empowered women. Even the Barbie with a cock, she's the most womanly out of all of them, honestly. And because they're so strong and empowered, they get taken over like in a day. Yeah, and not by violence either. And that's the cool thing. That's the part that kind of confuses me here. Is you would think that the Kens are stronger. They're not smarter than the Barbies, but they're stronger than the Barbies. They're bigger than the Barbies. You would think that they would use force. That would be the most simple. Even little kids understand that. Use force to take over. Men are stronger than women, so just take over. What's stopping you? You're stronger than they are. Okay, but none of the Kens thought of that, and none of the Barbies thought of that. Okay. And even though Ken comes back from the real world with all those books on patriarchy, which don't exist, that were made up for the movie, okay, that he got from a California public school, get the fuck out of here. Okay, yeah, we were supposed to go with it. Believe that those books actually really exist in a California public school, right? Library, no. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so he didn't figure out that that the Kens are stronger than the Barbies physically, not intellectually, but physically they're stronger. And he never once thought about just take over that way. No. They have to give them a speech. And we never hear the speech. We don't know exactly how Ken did it. All we know is that Barbie shows up here with her two fucking human friends, Latinas, and Barbie realized that the Kens have taken over Barbie land. And the Barbies are all serving Kens now. They're bringing them snacks and cocktails. They're wearing French maid outfits. And they're all excited to be hanging out with Kens, and they're the ones that are sucking the Kens' ass for a change, because it was the other way around. It was always the Kens that were sucking up to the Barbies, and the Barbies didn't give two shits about the Kens. They only cared about each other. But now it's opposite. Now the Barbies are sucking up to the fucking Kens. All right. But Ken never realized he could have just taken over physically. Okay, none of those patriarchy books that he read, supposedly, taught him that. Okay, so he basically says something. It happened off screen. He said something to all the Barbies there, and they just caved in like that. And they just said, "Hey, yeah, you know what? He's right. We were better just serving the men instead of just being Supreme Court judges and shit. So they caved real in less than a day. They gave up in less than a day. That's how strong and empowered they are. Okay. Well, Barbie doesn't like this. She goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And Ken's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I explained to them the patriarchy. That's what. And now we rule Barbie land, okay? So Barbie's all fucking pissed off about this. She can't believe that all the Barbies turned on her. Even fucking Ken Barbie, the Barbie with a cock, even he is fucking indoctrinated now into the fucking patriarchy. Even he is fucking serving the Kens. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding, okay? Ken Barbie fucking serves them fucking, what is this? Was it a beer or something? Or some brewskis, yeah, brewskis. Because that's what it means to be a man, is to be a fucking frat boy. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. The gay guys and the fucking lesbians that wrote this movie don't know a goddamn thing about straight guys, okay? Not at all. All right. But anyway, but they're giving us an idea of what a straight guy is. It's just like Sex and the City, just like that all over again. I've already reviewed every episode of Sex and the City and the new show and Just Like Crap. I've already reviewed all that shit, okay? And I'm seeing the same things, okay, here that I saw there. Okay, there's no real men in this movie. The only real man in this movie, and I don't really want to say real man, but believable man, and by that I mean he has a penis, and he is biologically male. Okay, is Alan. Okay, played by Michael Cera. Okay, who's the nerdy one. He gets no respect from the Kens. He gets no respect from the Barbies, but he's the only one that realizes that he's in Barbie land and that Barbie land is fucked up. He doesn't know how to get out. I don't know why he hasn't tried to get out, but he's the only one that does not like the situation he's in. He doesn't like living there. He doesn't like the trying to hang out with the Kens because the Kens don't fucking like him. He doesn't like trying to kiss up to the Barbies because the Barbies don't like him. He's pleasant, but they don't really give him any attention. They don't focus on him, not at all. Okay, he's just out. He's the nerdy guy from school. Okay, and if you were to ask any of the Barbies which one they prefer, the Kens, who all look like fucking male models. Okay, 6'2", hung to their shoe, if they had genitalia, or fucking Scott Pilgrim. I'm not kidding. It's Michael Cera with Scott Pilgrim in the Scott Pilgrim movie. Okay, yeah, that's who they got to play Alan. All right, who's this short, nerdy guy, with Ronald McDonald hair and just, wearing these stupid ass shorts and bobby socks and just, he's just a dork. Okay, and the Barbie girls would prefer Alan. They'll talk to Alan. They'll give him a little bit of respect. They won't flirt with him or nothing like that. No, they're not attracted to him at all. But they'll tolerate him. They'll let him say something every once in a while. You know, they won't do that with the Kens, but with the Alan, yeah, they will. Yeah, he's okay. He's a good guy. The Kens they'll just ignore unless the Kens have to initiate the conversation. The Kens always have to ask the Barbies for something. The Kens always got to suck up to the Barbies. Okay, but Alan doesn't necessarily have to, but he's a very weak beta male. Okay, so what the movie's trying to tell you is that this weak beta male is what's acceptable. That's what's acceptable for women. Okay, ladies, if you know guys that are like this, and every woman does, okay, it's okay to be friends with that person, okay? Because we all know that these weak beta males with low self-esteem and no game and never get attention from women, these are the guys that never ever, like grape girls or never ever, like sexually molest kids or anything like that. They never do that stuff at all. Okay, they're always the ones you can trust, who always got your back, and they're also feminists too. Okay, so they'll always stick up for you, especially in front of other men. They'll stick up for you in a heartbeat. Okay, those are the guys that are socially acceptable. Okay, the ones that watch girls, the ones that watch Pride and Prejudice with you, the ones that cry with you during the fucking during Ghost and all those other fucking chick flicks. Yeah, those are the guys that are okay. It's the Kens, the ones that like the Sylvester Stallone movies, and the Machine Guns and the Godfather movies. Yeah, they make a joke about that too. Those guys, no. Cowboy movies, no. The sports, no, none of that shit. No, that's the enemy. They're the fucked up ones. Okay, they're the ones that need to be educated and corrected. Okay, because they're the fucked up ones, and women are never, ever, ever attracted to those guys at all. Okay, fuck that noise. Okay, everyone knows it's true. Okay, women are only attracted to the fucking nerdy guys like Alan. Okay, they never lust after the strong, tall, ripped, shredded, chisel-featured, 6'2" or taller, rich, alpha males. No, not at all. No woman's ever been attracted to that, okay? And if you think so, then you need to watch this movie, okay? Because this movie will educate you on what women are really attracted to, okay? They're attracted to the short, fucking little guys with no self-esteem, and no game with women, all right? And they're broke, too. And they got a little penis. Yeah, that's what women like. That's what really like, okay? So just so you know, okay? The straight man's point of view, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, just like the Barbie movie's telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth, too, okay? It's correct, 100%. All right, moving right along. But Barbie's not happy because Alan's not in charge of Barbie Land. Okay, the Kens are. Unfortunately, the fucking men are in charge of Barbie Land. Holy shit. So she can't handle that, all right? And Ken's pissed off because, all men are. We're all emotional all the time. We're our heart on our sleeve. Okay, and Ken and Barbie actually thinks, she says that the reason Barbie Land is fucked up is it's her fault. Okay? Because she left Barbie Land to go into the real world. And all this happened because she went to the real world. And because the real world, she thought that the Barbies existing changed the real world into a female utopia where all the women were in charge. Okay, well, she realized that's not the case. Well, it is the case. In this movie it is, but she doesn't see it. Okay, she still sees that because the women complain and the men don't, then it's a horrible fucking place for women. Even though in this real world movie, the women are still in charge. Okay, because all the men are all dumbasses. They all got their positions of authority because they're men, not because they're smart and they're really good at what they do. Unlike women who are all smart and really good at what they do. Okay, and that's why they always have the jobs, the good paying jobs. It's because not because of what's between their pants, but because of how smart and wonderful and intelligent they are. Okay, whereas the men in the real world, they all got their positions of authority because they have a cock. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. The movie points it out correctly. So Barbie realizes that the fact that her and the Barbies existed did not change the world, the real world, into a female utopia, because that would have been the perfect world if all the women were in charge. Because that didn't happen, she thinks that she failed. Okay. And Ken corrects her and tells her, "No, Barbie, you failed me." Now, Ken, of course, is wearing some fucking tight leather pants. No shirt. He's wearing this big fucking white fur coat with some bling bling necklace on. Who gives a shit? Some fucking bandana around his fucking head. Okay, and he's got like 6 watches and boxing gloves. All right. I guess that's what he thinks guys are like. All right. Yeah. Like I said, the only men involved in this movie are gay men, and that's why Ken's dressed the way that he is. Okay. So So he tells Barbie, he said, no, it's your fault. It's your fault. You failed me. That's what happened. Okay? Because we failed him. Well, yeah, he says, and he tells her, Ken tells her some of the grievances that he has. He says, like, out there, Barbie, I was somebody out there. When I walked down the street, people respected me. Just for who I am. One lady, God, you won't believe this, guys, but one lady actually asked me, what time it was. Yeah. He's wearing like 6 watches now. And he's got a point. For the first time in this movie, he's airing out his grievances, He's been sucking up to Barbie. He gets no respect from her. He gets no affection from her. She treats him like a fucking disposable doll. Well, I guess that's what he is, really, okay? But, she's been trying to get her to notice him. Trying to get her to fucking look at him. Because he's too stupid to realize, hey, this girl's not interested in you, okay? But he keeps trying anyway. Why? Because that's his purpose. That's what he was created for. They even explain in the movie, the only reason Ken exists is to fucking love Barbie. That is his only purpose. You want to talk about some fucking bullshit sexism here? About deconstructing a person to just that? That's exactly what Ken is. He's eye candy and nothing else. He is there to be in love with Barbie and nothing else. She's not there to be in love with him. No. But he's there to be in love with her. That's his only purpose. There is no Ken without Barbie. There's Barbie without Ken, but there is no Ken without Barbie. Okay? And there's just something about that just doesn't seem fucking fair to him. And that's why he did what he did. That's why he took over Barbie Land. Okay? Because he gets no respect in Barbie Land. Okay? In the real world, a woman actually came up to him and asked him what time it was. He couldn't believe he about shit himself when that happened. Nobody ever asked him for anything. Or asked him about anything in Barbie Land. He's the one that's always got to approach Barbies. He's the one that's always got to like try to impress them. Try to make them feel good and tell them how beautiful they are and dance with them and all this kind of shit. Whenever Barbie wants, Ken's there to fucking do it for her. And when she doesn't want him, he gets upset. He gets sad. He feels rejected. He feels lonely. He feels superfluous. See what I mean? So yeah, I'm not mad at him for acting the way that he is. So that's going on. He tells her, that some woman asked him for a time, yes. And if it wasn't for these MBAs and medical degrees and swimming lessons, I could have ruled that world. Which is actually a parallel to the Barbies, because the Barbies don't have any of that stuff and they rule Barbie Land. Yeah, they don't have any law degrees in Barbie Land, but they're all Supreme Court justices. They have no construction skills, but there's construction workers there. They have no political skills at all, no political experience, but they're presidents. You see what I mean? So it's like, he's basically making an argument like, hey, I don't need shit to take over this place. Just like you guys took it over and you don't know shit. So why can't I? Makes sense. It makes sense. Okay? He's like, but I don't need those things here. Here, I'm just a dude. And then he does this fucking pull-up. I guess he got one of those fucking pull-up bars. Hey, I have one in my room, my bedroom. I have one. I'm proud of it. Why not? Nothing wrong with having a pull-up bar, okay? There's nothing wrong with having a pull-up bar. All right? So yeah, so he's like, and here, I'm a dude. And here, in Barbie Land, that's enough. So he said, all I gotta do is have a fucking cock and I can take over this fucking place, all right? Which is basically what the Barbies are doing. So you can't really get mad at him for doing that. He's doing the exact same thing the Barbies were doing. The only reason the Barbies were in charge is because they were Barbies. Because they were women. And it's Barbie Land, not Ken Land, it's Barbie Land. Hence, the Barbies are in charge. It's not like they could secure their power. It's not like they could hold on to it. The Kens never, ever tried to fucking go against the Barbies. They just accepted the fact that they were second-class citizens, and still try to impress the Barbies anyway. Okay, well, there's gonna be no more of that. No more of that. If anything, fucking Ken is the real feminist here. Okay, he's the real liberal here. Okay, he's like, I want respect too. You've had all this respect, okay, but you treat us like shit. It's about time I did something about it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So he's like, here, I don't need degrees or swim lessons or MBAs. Here just being a guy is enough. So I'm taking over. So I think it was cool. He used the Barbie logic against them. All right. And then he puts on Ken TV. It's like a toy fucking remote, and he puts on the fucking big flat screen TV that he's got. He turns it on. Okay, and then there's the Ken News now. I guess the Kens took over the news station too, and we get to see some stuff like there's like a horse prize, okay, where Ken wins like the horse trophy or some shit. Like, it makes no fucking sense. All right, okay, and then he sees a news broadcast which says that in 48 hours. Why 48 hours? Why not just now? Why do you gotta wait 2 days to take over Barbie Land, Ken? I mean, you pretty much already took it over. Why the fuck do you gotta wait to do a vote? Okay, you already control it. Just announce that you're in control now. What the fuck? Why do you gotta wait 2 days? Well, I know why. Because the screenwriters, the people that wrote this movie, they need to give Barbie some time to undo all this shit. Okay, and she can't undo it if it's already done. So there's got to be some sort of a timetable. She's got 48 hours to fix this or else. No, it's already fucked up. Ken already did it. You don't need 48 hours. Just take over right now. You already took over. Just announce it. Hey, I'm in charge now. That's it. What the fuck? You don't have to vote on it. But they put it in there for fucking because of bad writing. Okay. No wonder the writers are on strike. All right. So that happens. Okay. The Kens will vote in 48 hours. The Kens are going to vote to change the Constitution for a government of Kens, by the Kens and for the Kens. Okay. Well, isn't that the same thing the Barbies already had? Wasn't it already a government for the Barbies, by the Barbies? So what the fuck? He's just flipping it over. Okay, it's the Ken's turn now. We'll give it another, Barbie's been around for what, 50 years? No, let's see, 60, 40, 40 plus 20 is 60, 65 years, 64 years. Yeah, so give it another 64 years and the Barbies can take over again. What the fuck? That's fair? That's fair? All right, so that's going on. And Barbie tells Ken, you can't do this. The Barbies worked hard. No, you didn't. We dreamed hard. No, you didn't. To make everything the way that it is. You just can't erase everything in a day. Well, if it was so strong, there's no way he could have erased it in a day. But he did. So that should tell you something about your abilities to govern, Barbie. Yeah, a little lacking. All right. So what goes to show, that just goes to show how powerful the Barbies were. And the best part about it, the best part about all this takeover, this coup that Ken planned and orchestrated, is that he never once used violence. He never once used violence to take over the fucking government. Now, that's like some Martin Luther King shit. That's like some fucking Gandhi stuff right there. He never used violence to take over Barbie Land. You see what I mean? That makes the men look better. Why would you put that in there, Greta Gerwig? Because if you take over a government, this is how you do it. You do it non-violently. Non-violence. That's what Martin Luther King believed in. That's what Gandhi believed in. Well, at least he did against the British, not against his own people. His own people, he was more than happy to kill other Indians. Okay, but against the British, yeah, he believed in nonviolence. All right, so this is the way to do it. I don't see what's wrong here. I completely see why Ken is justified based on how he's been treated, how all the Kens have been treated. The Barbies pit the Kens against each other, and now it's time for a fucking regime change. Hey, change of command. Let's try this. Let's try something different out for a change. I don't see anything wrong with it. What the fuck? I mean, damn. If he can't make everything better, then he needs to go too. Then he needs to be replaced. So what the fuck? The fact that the Barbies ruled Barbie Land but treated the Kens like shit, the Kens were not happy about it, hence they rebelled. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. What the fuck? And I don't think the Kens fucking hate the Barbies. I think they love the Barbie. I mean, Ken loves Barbie. It's obvious. Barbie does not love Ken. That's obvious. Ken, even when he's telling her all this shit, it's obvious that Ken loves Barbie. He doesn't like hurting her. He doesn't want to hurt her, but he feels that he has to do this because there's no other way she'll take him seriously. You see what I mean? So that's going on here, okay? And also a side note real quickly here, I did notice during the speech exchange between Ken and Barbie, I did notice Asian Ken, played by Lemuel Yu. He's sitting there watching all this, and he's got Ken Barbie sitting on his lap. Yes, the Barbie with a cock is sitting on Asian Ken's lap. And she's not just sitting on his lap, she's got her hand on the back of his head, massaging his hair, you know? Like if you're at a party, like at a pool party, and you're sitting down in front of the pool, and your girlfriend sits on your lap, you know how she sits there, with her legs crossed on top of your lap, and she puts her arm around you, with her hair, with her hand, she puts it on the back of your head or whatever, or on your shoulder, whatever. She plays with your ear, that kind of thing. The girls always do that, right? Well, that's exactly what Ken Barbie is doing to Asian Ken. Okay, that's exactly what's going on there in the background. Just look at it in the background, okay? Yeah. Now they both have cocks. Okay, so yes, it's official. Okay, Asian Ken is gay. He's gay. Oh my fucking god! Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's gay. All right, so just deal with it. All right, yeah. I about walked out of the movie right there. Okay, this movie is definitely not for me in any way, shape, or form. But oh well, So it's okay to make fun of like straight guys in this, but you got to respect the gay community. What the fuck? Fuck you. All right. Anyway, so yes, and Ken Barbie's wearing the French maid outfit too. All right, so it's even worse. All right. Anyway, moving right along. Ken says, "If you'll excuse me, Barbie, this is Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House. It's not Barbie's Mojo Dojo Casa House." Right? Now, this calls back to earlier in the movie when Ken asked Barbie at her party if he could spend the night. Now, he doesn't know what sex is. Barbie doesn't know what sex is. She asks why. He's like, I really don't know. And she's like, no, you can't, Ken, because this is Barbie's house. It's not Ken's house. It's Barbie's house. I'm Barbie. You're not. So you need to go. So he's like, he crawled away basically. Okay. Well, that hurt his feelings, and Barbie didn't give a shit. So this is Ken getting back at her now, telling him this is Ken's Casa Mojo Dojo Casa House. Not Barbie's Mojo Dojo Casa House, right? Okay, so now Barbie she's already emotional, but now she's even more emotional. Now she's not sad because she treated Ken like shit and now he's getting revenge on her. She's not sad about that. She's sad that he appropriated her house. Okay? And that the Barbies aren't in charge anymore. Okay, that's what she's crying. She's not crying about the damage that she did to Ken. No, she doesn't give a shit about that. Okay? But she gives a shit that it cost her something. That she's now facing the consequences of her actions. Okay? That's what bothers her. That's what upsets her. She'll be all right. She wouldn't change anything if everything had stayed the same. You see? She could have continued to treat Ken like shit and all the Kens like shit. But as long as she kept all of her stuff and the Barbies were still in charge, then it wouldn't have bothered her at all. But because that didn't happen, that's what bothers her. Not what she did, but the fact that now the Kens have revolted. That's what bothers her. All right? So that's going on here. Okay, she's all sad about it. And he looks at her. He's like, "Yeah, how's that feel?" And she's like, he's like, "Yeah, it's not fun, is it? Is it?" Then he walks away from her. Now, I gotta admit, I kind of like this scene. Okay, because here's a guy basically calling her out on her shit and telling her, "Hey, listen, you know what? You treated me like shit this whole time, and now all of a sudden you're getting some shit thrown back at you, and you can't handle it. You can't handle it. You know why? Because you could never empathize with me. You can never see things from my point of view. You can never see how bad how much what you were doing was hurting me. You can never see that. You never paid attention to it. And now that I've done this, I've thrown it into your face, and you cannot handle it. You can't handle the fact that that you did this to us. Okay, that you forced us basically to do this." Because you never gave us respect. You never cared about us. You never gave two shits about what we were going through. Okay? But now that we've taken over, now all of a sudden you give a shit? No, you don't. You only give a shit about the things that you've just lost. You see what I mean? And that's the point here I think they're trying to make. And there's a lot of ways you could get the subdivision in there, okay, is what's really being said. When I saw this scene, it reminded me of my own experience, okay, with an ex-girlfriend that I had. There's this girlfriend that I ain't gonna say her name, don't worry, I ain't gonna say her name. Okay, this girl, we dated for a while, we split up, whatever. But then we kind of like reconnected, but she had a boyfriend, okay, she had a boyfriend now, and she wasn't happy with him, okay, she wasn't happy with him. And then one day, I went to go pick her up at work, and her boyfriend, they split up. They'd split up recently, and he was waiting in the parking lot because he was convinced that she was seeing another guy. I guess she was, okay? But I went to go pick her up at work, and when she came out of the building where she worked, he came out of his car and confronted her, okay? And then I showed up right at that time, so I walked in the middle of this. And this guy, I'd seen his picture, so I knew who he was. Okay, this guy, he was yelling at her or whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's taller than me. I'm 6'2", and this guy was like 6'5", okay? But he wasn't in shape or anything like that, right? And he's older. He was older than me, too, a good 10, 15 years older than me. And he was yelling at her, okay? And I got in there. I was like, hey, buddy, just leave her alone, all right? I'm here to pick her up. And this guy got right in my fucking face. He got right in my face. And he's like, you better just step the fuck back there. Like that. Like, he got right in my face, okay? Well, I wasn't going to handle that at all. I couldn't process that mentally or emotionally. Okay, but I did process it physically. Okay, so you give it about another 15 seconds, and I basically got him on the ground in the parking lot, and he's choking. I'm choking him out, and the security guys came out, and they pulled me off of him, whatever, and so he could breathe again, because I don't take too kindly to guys stepping in my face. But the point is that this whole situation happened, okay, because of her. Okay. Anyway, so we started seeing each other and everything like that. All right. So I thought this thing was over with, right? Well, about a week later, I found out that she actually slept with him one more time after that incident, and I found out about it. And when I confronted her about it, she got all upset. Like, hey, it was just, I just had to get my stuff from his place, blah, blah, but you're the one I want to be with. It's you, but it's always been you, that kind of thing, So I forgave her. I said, okay, I understand, I kind of just showed up back in your life out of, nowhere while you were in the middle of this thing with him, but it's okay, So she was real happy and everything, and we kissed and hugged each other and everything. And I told her everything was okay. And it was. We were cool with it, okay? She never did see him again, all right? Just so you know. And we started doing our thing again, okay? We started being boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff, and we've been boyfriend and girlfriend before, and it had been a while, but, all those feelings were still there. We were doing karaoke again. We were going out all the time, having incredible sex and all this kind of shit, making jokes. We watched the same type of movies, I could always make her laugh, that kind of thing, And one of the songs that we sang all the time was fucking Barbie Girl. Yeah, like I would sing the Ken's version, the Ken's words, and she would sing Barbie's words. Yeah, I'm serious. This really happened, all right? And this was like years ago, okay, before this movie came out. Okay, so that would all happen. Everything was fun and all that. And then one day we were at a party, we were at a hot tub at a friend's house, and we were in their hot tub. And I was there. We took separate cars. I took my car. She brought her car, all right? And we were there, and we were kissing and making out and stuff. And whatever. And I said something to her like, I've been drinking a little bit. I said something to her like, I guess we were in the sauna or something. I told her something. We just finished having sex in there. And I told her, hey, there's something I gotta tell you. And she's like, what's that? And he's like, I'm moving in with another girl. And she was like, what are you talking? What other girl? I was like, I'm moving on with someone else. Yeah. I really like her a lot. In fact, I think I love her. And I did. And she doesn't live here, so I'm gonna go move in with her next week. Okay. So this is gonna be the last time you and I see each other. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What the fuck is going on here? And I was like, oh. What, are you upset? You hurt? Really? How's that feel? Yeah, it doesn't feel good, does it? You know, and I left. It was true. I was moving in with another girl. This girl that I was seeing behind her back the whole fucking time. Now, why do I bring this up? Because you don't get to fucking treat me that way and get away with it. Okay? Any man with self-respect. Now, maybe I did it immaturely. This was years ago. I was a lot more immature. I would never go through this. I would never fucking orchestrate something like that today. Okay? But I was younger back then, you know, and you know, for me, it was more about like, okay, well, you did it to me, so of course I'm going to do it to you. Why wouldn't I? You know? Of course, I was devastated when I found out she slept with that other guy, especially after I kicked his ass. Okay? But I bid my time. And yeah, I saw her. I saw her. We got back together and all that stuff, but I was also seeing other girls too. Because what? Why not? Why not? She doesn't have that kind of respect for me, so why should I have it for her? Doesn't mean I got to throw in her face. Doesn't mean I got to be mean to her. Okay? But, you know, but I'm not going to fucking invest everything into a woman that I already know is going to fuck around with me. So why should I offer her any security? Why? Why? I'm not going to do that. We're not in an open relationship. You know? So I'm going to do my own fucking thing. And that's what I did. Okay? And I found someone that was better looking than her. Made me feel better. You know, better in bed. So I said, I think I'm going to go with this one. I've been with this one already, but now I found someone better than her. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to trade up. Okay? And she didn't like that very much. In fact, she really, you know, some of the fucking messages she sent me after this were just horrible. And not just her like best friend and shit. They were all sending me nasty messages, and it was a big, but it didn't fucking matter. The point is I'd moved on. Okay, I'd moved on. Okay, I played by her rules. You see what I mean? And it sucks. It sucks until it happens to you, doesn't it, ladies? Yeah, it sucks until it happens to you, right? Okay. You want a faithful partner, bitch, you gotta be faithful too. Okay? Sorry. There's no way around that. Not for men, anyway. And any guy, I don't care if you're fucking sitting there with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever. Okay? I guarantee you, he's fucking agreeing with me right now. You want a faithful guy, you better be fucking faithful yourself. Okay? And that's that. All right, moving around. So yes, I understand how Ken felt when he said that to her. Okay? How does that feel? Because I've done it myself. All right. So that's going on here. Okay, Barbie's all pissed off. Okay? You know, but he's right. I think he's right. How does it feel to know that you don't fucking matter, Barbie? How does it feel to know that you don't fucking matter? How does that fucking feel, Barbie? To know that you're superfluous. You know, that your opinion on anything here doesn't fucking matter at all. You're only here to make me fucking look good and no other reason. Yeah, how's that feel, Barbie? Yeah, it doesn't feel good, does it? All right? You know, though the Barbies matter to each other, okay, and they matter to the Kens, okay, but the Kens didn't matter to anyone, not even each other. You see, it's not an equal relationship here, all right? And Barbie says nothing. Ken looks kind of regretful, though. Like I said, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Even though he's giving her an ass chewing, you could tell that he really loves her. He doesn't like telling her these things, but he feels he has to because, you know, of the way that she treated him, you know? But then he puts on 2 pairs of sunglasses, you know, and I think they stole that joke from Airplane. There's a scene in the movie Airplane where Robert Stack plays this pilot, and he goes and he's wearing a pair of sunglasses, and he takes them off, and there's another pair of sunglasses underneath. Okay, well, I think that's what they did here. Ken's already got a pair of sunglasses on, and he puts on another fucking pair, you know, I guess to make himself look double cool. Who fucking knows, all right? And then he says, every night is boys' night. And then he walks away. So Barbie starts crying. Of course, what else are you going to do? She starts crying as Ken throws all of her shit out the fucking house. Now, this house has no walls, okay? So he's just throwing it over the fucking edge, okay? He throws her clothes out of the house. And we get a shitload of product placement here. I guess for the 2024 line of Barbie clothes, you get a commercial for it right here. Okay, we get the product placement labels. Okay, so you can go to the store and buy it. All right. Okay, here's like here the Celebrate Disco bell bottoms, and here the Ice Capades pretty practice suit with dazzling snow scarf. He throws it off, and we see that too. You know, I think he's like, and here, the Pajama Jam in Amsterdam set. Yeah, he throws that. And here, the pretty Paisley Palazzo pants. And she's like, no! not the palazzo. Yeah, Barbie's about to lose her shit, okay? While he's throwing her shit out the fucking house. He's like... And then Ken gets all fucking, emo fucking Bono from U2, like, get out! Yeah, and he grabs his pole and just starts hanging from it. He gets all fucking eccentric, you know, like all the rock stars do, you know, the David Bowies, you know, the Bono. You know, they always get like this, the Mick Jaggers, you know, they always get like that. Yeah, well, he does that too, okay? He gets the whole fucking, grabs the fucking pole and just slides down it, all emotional and shit, you know? He's like, yeah! What sucks is that if this was the other way around, if it was the Barbies that were throwing Ken's shit out there, they wouldn't have gotten emotional about it. They wouldn't have. They would have, you know, just here, throw it. And they would have fucking walked back in unison, all boss bitchy. But when he does it, it's like, oh, get out! Yeah, like that, like a bitch. All right, so Barbie cries at Gloria, who watched the whole exchange. Barbie's like, why? Why did you wish me? Why did you wish me into your messed up world? With your complicated human thoughts and feelings. You know, Barbie Land was perfect before. I was perfect before. And Gloria says, like, I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to do anything. And Sasha's like, don't apologize, Mom. Because Sasha's the fucking Antifa bitch here. Don't blame my mom. Maybe you're the one that wished us. Maybe it's your fault. I never wanted anything to change. And Gloria's like, well, that's life. It's all change. Yeah, fucking Ugly Betty herself. And Barbie says, but that's terrifying. I don't want that. So Barbie kicks off her shoes. She takes off her hat. She takes off her jacket and her earrings. And then she just fucking sits on the grass. You know, and she's like, I'm just going to sit here and wait and hope that one of the leadership Barbies snaps out of it and fixes all of this. You know? And then she just lays down on the fucking fake grass. And Gloria says, your feelings, you know, you're feeling like a regular human person now. And Barbie says, leave me alone. Go back to your messed up world. Leave me in mine. I'm giving up. And then she just rolls over. she's posing like a doll on the floor, and she just rolls over onto her face. It's pretty funny. She rolls over onto her face. Okay, it just lays down in the grass like a doll. And Sasha, Miss Antifa herself, is like, you know, I almost felt bad for you, but you're exactly what I thought you were. Yeah, and they get in the fucking little Chevy, the Barbie fucking mobile, the pink Barbie mobile convertible, the little Chevy. Okay, and they drive away. They leave Barbie there on the fucking grass. And Barbie says, this is the lowest I've ever been. Physically and emotionally. Yeah, whatever. Okay. And then we see a commercial for emotionally upset Barbie. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Barbie. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.